All right, guys, welcome to the live stream. We're going to be testing out Navy today, in-depth testing. So I spent all morning setting up this save here. So we have AI off, just to confirm. AI on, AI off. And I've built out various types of naval bombers, various navies, various ships that I wanted to test. This is all early game tech, except for the plane tech here. So I made Fighter 2. The one thing I forgot to build was NAV2. So since you guys are here, you might as well help me out here. I'm assuming we're going to go with the engine level 3. Slap some drop tanks on that. Do dive brakes help at all? Dive brakes, naval targeting +4. You want them dive brakes, and then we'll go floats. You're only allowed one torpedo mounting. The CAS mounting actually takes the naval attack down, I believe. We could try it with and without bomb locks. Be something like this. Let's give it NAV2. There we go. Give it the NAV2 picture. So let's see naval attack. Naval attack is 12. Naval targeting is +5. Or +4. We don't know. It says +5 averaged. I'm not sure what that means. I think they just want to be as clear as possible in terms of all these stats, which is a good thing. We go small bomb bay. If I put the bomb bay on it, naval attack is still 12. That's not going to help. And then there's a little tooltip there that says that it's not going to help. And this as well. So this armament will not be used on naval strike, as another installed armament category inflicts greater damage on naval targets. Okay. So we got the NAV2 AR-196. You spawn a couple thousand of those. Okay, we should have 2K of those bad boys. And we kind of got every flavor of thing down here. Every flavor of nav. So that'll deploy. We'll let that deploy, and then I'm going to save. Gotti, thanks for the sub on YouTube. I appreciate that. What's up, YN? Haven't seen you in a while, bro. Gonzalo, good to see you, man. Cheers from Chile. Credfield. South America is representing today, boys. I don't know where YN is from, but... What do we got? Chile and... Oh boy. Why am I forgetting Credfield? You're from... Dang it. Uruguay. Sorry. Bro. This looks pretty cool. You got a lot of coastline there, huh? Looks like a lot of planes, huh? I'm sorry, Cred. Brain fart there. I know where you're from. Okay, so no national focus. We're not setting anything up. Caveats here. Caveats. Okay. Germany is starting with this air doctrine, and then we'll tag to England. I gave the same air doctrine to the UK. Naval doctrine, they start off with fleet in being. See what Germany and Italy starts off with. Tag ITA. Check this out. Okay, Italy, we're not going to be testing Italian air. Their fleet in being. I think Germany might be commerce patrols. We could give them both. That would even the playing field, I guess. That's what I'd like to see, is more like an even playing field. So trade interdiction. Okay, let's pick up that. And then let's give everyone else that too. So we got double doctrine going on here. The jewel of the South, indeed. Indeed. So let's give them the same doctrine. And submarine surface detection 5%. Light cruiser surface detection 5%. Heavy cruiser surface detection, okay. And then the fleet and being is organization. So we want all things being equal between these countries because they're just dummy countries. Now, what I'd like to say is, you need to be, this is very dubious what we're doing. In other words, this could tell us things that don't necessarily give us useful information. So we should have everything being virtually equal here. But take all of this in context. I buffed the German Navy a little bit with by giving them new research designs. This is the base UK fleet. So we're using the base UK fleet as the yardstick here as to what you start off with in the beginning of the game. And then we're going to be drilling down from there. Hey, Juan, good to see you. Another South American. Dude, all parts of South America are represented. Not all, but 3 corners, we'll say. 3 corners of South America. Okay, other things to note here, guys. I've maxed out all the air. The most likely place for a massive battle to take place in every Hearts of Iron 4 game, whether it be AI games or multiplayer games, is going to be the Central Mediterranean. So that is where we're going to be doing our testing. Now, the Central Mediterranean, I believe, is shallow water. Let's see if we could see what the stats are. It's not really going to tell us here. Looks like there's a storm. That's all I can really tell. But I'm, just take it with a grain of salt. This could be a shallow water area, not deep water. And it looks like there could be some shallow water bits and deep water bits. So when we're doing the testing, keep that in the back of your mind. No, this is just a completely new save. We're off Iron Man mode, and I've turned on turned off the AI, turned on like one-click research, one-click buildings, etc. And we've made massive navals. We've made massive navies. So let me give you a flavor of what we're going to be going over here. So I built out a lot of different types of ships. I know that the light attack BB, so I made it's not a BB, it's a cruiser. What do they call these? The BRs? Let me check this out. What is this called? It's a Panzer ship. It's a CA. My bad. Check that out. So this is not a BB, this is a CA. So a fast, more light battleship. And as you can see, I've maxed out the light attack on it because we're going to be testing out light attack heavily. And I made it as cheap as possible. It's still got not as possible, but the engine's still pretty good. We have a Panzer Schiff that I put light attack and torpedoes on. Don't use that. Don't use either of those. It's just for silly testing to see if we can get super granular here and see if we could tease out anything from those models that might be useful. Most likely for refitting. Maybe you get away with like take away heavy attack altogether, and then maybe you have the like the old meta. You have the NAVs take out all the heavy ships, and then you focus on torpedoes and light attack solely. So we've made different types of cruisers. If you guys caught the stream that I did yesterday, it was just a test stream. My internet's back in shape, or it's never been in shape. But anyway, I've got a 40 megabyte per second upload now, and it's looking like we're holding. The guy came over yesterday and said, "Oh yeah, you're getting way too strong of a connection. Let me focus that fire hose." So I guess the analogy that I'm going to use is that the fire hose was like spraying everywhere, not focused in a singular stream. So he dampened that stream, and now the internet's working fantastic. I have no drop frames. Granted, I want to tell you guys we're on Twitch as well. I'm capable of multi-streaming. You guys should all be getting 1080p right now. That's where I want to be. And then I'll download that, give it to the editors, and we'll make edits out of these live streams. Before, the quality was so bad, it wasn't even 720p. So we're all fixed up here. So here's a Torpedo CL2. So there's a level 2 and level 1s. The CL level 1, it looks like is a little cheaper. So we could go through, there's more slots on the CL2s. So let's see what the torpedo attack is here. 48, 48. So they're very similar, but you could get a little cheaper with this CL right here. Slightly cheaper. We've got a glass cannon build here. So this is just basically getting your cheapest hull, the CL1 with the most light attack. So you got a light attack at 24. So if we make a heavy cruiser, do I not have it? Come on, there's got to be a heavy cruiser here someplace. So basically, if I make a heavy cruiser with the most light attack possible, you get this. The light attack is 29. Yeah, that's correct. As opposed to 24. However, it's much cheaper, the CL1. So we'll try to do a little testing with that. And what other designs are we looking at here? And I could have set this up wrong, but of course we can change this. CL1 torpedo. Let me get that out of there. Misclick. So this is just a CL1 with torpedoes on it. Torpedo attack of 48. Or you go down to the torpedo destroyer, attack of 72, because you can actually put more torpedoes on a destroyer. And then I maxed out the light attack with the... But I mean, you could potentially put that down. It doesn't seem to matter that much, other than the cost is a little bit less. But there's not that big of a difference of cost. But it looks like the torpedoes attack is much greater for the destroyers. So we'll put that up against some big boy navies, and we'll see how it goes. Test mass mob? Not for today. We could do it. Panzer shifts are too slow. I added the engine too, but yeah, they're probably too slow. The speed is going to factor in. We're going to see a lot of things here that you're not going to, normally see. This is, this is going to be a really good testing run. We're going to do really good here. So let's just go through. I've got Italy Navy. Let's, the first thing I wanted to do is Italy Navy versus UK. So let's tag switch to Italy. We should be in a war together. Forget about the air right now. You've got a massive Italian Navy. I gave them full fuel. Everyone's on always engage, never repair. And the other kind of heavy cruiser navies are out of it. So you got 2 battleships, 4 heavy cruisers, looks like 6 CLs, and a bunch of smaller destroyers. So pretty big navy. Let's see how it stacks up. We've got decent amount of experience on it. So let's take out this, you know, fairly large navy. It's oversized in my opinion, but not that oversized. Tag switch England. Tag switch, yeah, UK. So that was 40 ships. This is going to be the UK with 20 ships, 2 heavy cruisers, 2 battleships. They're all pretty much green. I wouldn't expect that to be a good test. Let's see if we could get another navy, perhaps, that's a little closer here. So, like, here's a carrier navy with a lot of experience. It's got those BCs, the battle cruisers. Maybe we could combine these 2 navies with the aircraft carriers, because the aircraft carriers supposedly don't work. So there's 40. Let's take this, send them over. That's 3 CAs. Or heavy cruisers. Okay, that'll even out a little bit. And then give them a couple more. Yeah, let's just merge these 2. Okay, where are these guys docked? Malta. Okay, they're right in Malta. So let's let them move together. Okay, they don't get caught out yet. We'll take this navy and have them rebase over to Alexandria. Okay, so this is 38 with 2 carriers. Let's make sure that the carriers actually have fighters on them. Okay, here's this little guy. Air wings will follow this carrier when it leaves. Okay, the second carrier doesn't seem to have anything on it, so... What is this? Attack bombers. Those aren't carrier stuff. Let's see if we can move these guys over. Okay, they're overstacked. Let's take out like those guys. See if we're still overstacked. Is there something about the HMS Hermes that... Oh, okay. The Hermes is overstacked. Take that off. They can't real. The early carriers don't carry a lot of weaponry here. The Eagle. Wait, now it says 60. The heck? Now it's back down to 20. Oh boy. That's very confusing for me. I'm not sure what's going on there. Such a low amount of aircraft, though. You'd expect that they wouldn't do much. Okay, so let's check this out. We've got 2 BBs, 5 CAs, 8 CLs. I would expect that the carrier fleet would win here. Let's go on patrol and see how they go head to head here. So just a standard naval battle here. Can't I see the battle bub? Okay, here we go. Okay, so they're over here. No weather modifiers. So we're down here. 40 versus 38. Italy has the bigger Navy. If you're just talking about a standard Navy without carriers, it does look like the planes are up. Air efficiency 50%, screening 10%. Two fairly large navies here. See if we could glean any more information. The early cruisers are faster. That's another thing that you need to bear in mind. There's 10 CLs, 19 DDs on the UK side, 28 DDs on the Italian side, and 6 CLs. Now, the main thing that I think we should focus on here is the light attack and the torpedo attack. The torpedo attack is almost the same. And I like how they delineated this out. I could easily see that the torpedo attack is 635 on the UK side, 628 on the Italian side. Depth charges don't matter. AA doesn't matter. Light guns 93 as opposed to light guns 104 on the UK. So already I'm going to predict the UK is going to win. The heavy guns on the UK are also better. If Italy does not win, if Italy does not lose this, I'd be surprised. Oh, they've got a disengage button as well, so that's nice. And I cannot tell if this is shallow water or otherwise. What's up, Sussy? That's a good idea. You guys come up with some good ideas for another stream. Hey, FNF. Oh boy. Hope your hand is better, brother. Panzer ship is only good for South America and Africa, like they did it historically, huh? Go down there in their raider patrols. Speed is king in the sea. Okay, that's a good thing that we need to test head to head. Okay, let's go on with this. We need the speed for sure. I know Cred also said that the radar, there's not going to be any radar testing, but Credfield has also been known to say that radar testing is also really good. Up the speed here. Okay, we have supremacy. They're stripping the screens away. So the first thing to get hit is the screens. They were the first to engage. And, okay, this says 100% defense. Screening efficiency 100% on both sides. High screening efficiency defends your capital ships against enemy torpedoes. Okay, so when you have good screening efficiency, it shields the capital ships against torpedoes. Good to know. Your carriers would be screened by both your capitals and your screening ships. Okay. Good to know. Let's see over here. Screening efficiency. Defend your cat. It says the same thing. Why is one gold and one is silver? 10% sortie efficiency. Fleet speed while retreating 20%. So I'm assuming that the screening efficiency depends on how big your battle group is. I'm not sure. We'll try to figure that out. We'll be taking a look at that. Oh, we got to insist on a royal marriage, right? Not sure what that did. Hopefully it doesn't screw up my save. Okay, FNF. You got to learn how to be left-handed, huh? You tell me. Gonzalo, radar on every ship or just capitals? I'm pretty sure. I don't know. He said that after the last DLC. But it's just like, for me though, how do you research radar and equip it? It's kind of a bridge too far. For me, in most games, MP or otherwise. Okay, UK just easily collapse. Easy collapse for UK with carriers. Okay, what I wonder is, what if we took all carriers against that Navy? Oh, wow, it makes a new one. Okay, let's load this one up. Autosave June 1st. That actually wouldn't be bad. War is over by 42. I mean, a lot of the games, yeah, things are decided ahead of time. Let's see if this works. So they're engaging. We'll disengage. Okay, the war goals join together. Okay, so we disengaged. Is that... It doesn't take him off patrol, though. Wow, they got pretty touched up there. Let's just go all the carriers. Excuse me. Let's try all the carriers with just like screens or something. Pull those guys off. Where are all the other carrier groups? Here's some more screens. I don't think it would be fair to do this without screens, so we'll give them some CLs too. So these guys will rebase, and then these guys should all be in Malta. Make sure there's no one over here. I got all the Spitfires up. You guys want to see my version of Fighter 2? Here it is. Oh no. Well, that was annoying. Let's go back to the original save. So the disengage button worked pretty well. As they disengage, though, they did get hit. But I also forgot to take the AI off for that one. Okay, so we are the UK. Let's make that fleet again. These guys got to get out of there. Okay, just got to remember there's no other fleets really. Here's the carriers. Okay, the AI is off. We got all the UK carriers and they should base in Malta. And then I just want to make sure we have nothing in stockpile. It's kind of what UK starts off with in the beginning of the game. Do I have any carrier stuff over here? Gloucester, Gladiator, Spitfire. These don't look to be carrier swordfish. Okay. That's what UK starts off with in the beginning of the game. destroyers as Germany. You can't play Hoy because you use key bindings. There's all these key bindings that you have that you can use that Hoy gives you. F and F, why don't you do... Oh, because of your hand. Why don't you do foot pedals? You could go on Amazon. You could buy foot pedals for $20 American. Not a problem. Okay, why haven't these guys gotten out of here? Beat it, bruv. Okay, and then these guys need to get out of here too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll say we need 20 screens. How many of these are there? There's 14. Let's give them the good screens. Let's give them all these level 2 screens. Just stack them up. Let them move over. Actually, I want the same amount of ships. Give me 5 more screens. Okay, so it's going to be 40v40. The Italian Navy, I think, is already up. Let's see how this works. The carriers are microing their own air. As you can see, there's a ton of swordfishes. So I've heard that carriers don't work whatsoever. Okay, did the goofy AI do something here? So there's 40 of these guys. Maybe I just didn't set them to patrol yet. Okay. And actually, okay, are they both on patrol? Let's go back, tag England. Make sure that our guys aren't on patrol. It looks like they engaged. Perfect. What about your idea? I think it's a good idea, but not for this stream. Okay, here we go. We got engagement. Annex all in Civil War. That's a good, like, time-lapse idea, I feel like. Okay, so screening efficiency is 0% for the backline. Screening efficiency of the front line. I think that that's what that means. The front line and the back line. We have 1,000 torpedoes, so I'd assume we don't hit any of their capital ships. We almost double their torpedo attack. Their heavy and light attack are, you know, 100% greater and 50% greater, respectively. So there's nothing stopping the Italian Navy from hitting the back line, as far as I know. I think we're going to see that one a lot. I don't see that the air is up, though. This is so weird. Like, before... Oh, the air is up. 0 shot down. Okay. Their AA is shooting stuff down. Hey, Sans. Thanks for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate it. So they've already taken out a carrier and the destroyers. So the destroyers they don't seem to be screening the carriers whatsoever. The destroyer falling out. There are swordfish. Okay, I'm pretty sure the swordfish hit the back line. Received 1 critical hit. Total damage received 185. 3 Blackburn sharks. Let's take a look at that. What's a Blackburn shark? That was big enough to get a CA. It's a torpedo. It's a biplane with a torpedo and an engine 1. I gotta turn this off. We don't need event pop-ups. Let's just let this complete. The carriers might win. Like, this is pretty crazy. So the capitals are gone because the NAVs are up. Let's make sure that there's no bojangs happening here. Like, the AI has been off. There's nothing. I don't think Italy has anything up. They are shooting down. The naval AI seems to be pretty robust. They shot down like 10 of the, let's see, 18 of our bombers. So the naval AA is pretty robust. There's not a lot of defense, air defense on that Blackburn Shark. It's only 7. And I think that's the survivability in the air is the air defense. But you can see the speed is not that high. Range doesn't matter because they're pretty close quarters. The naval attack is 12. Yeah, that's what UK starts with right here. It's their carrier biplane. NAV. Interwar NAV? Okay, but what, Dixon, what about the carriers are broken because they seem to be working here? I don't know. The night attack is broken or whatever? Okay. So let's check this out. Okay, so Italy v UK. UK wins easy. So we might test out a few more of these things, but we're talking about 5 carriers. So UK carrier v Italy Navy. UK 5 carriers, right? With like should have been 35 DDs. With the starting Italy fleet. You know, all that stuff mixed in, but it was 40 ships. I think that you call this a UK win. So Italy loses 2 CAs, 6 CL, and 21 DDs. So I'm not sure if the carriers are nerfed that much. I mean, I think Dixon's talking about carrier. Dixon's talking about multiplayer most likely with upgraded ships. Big caveat there. I'll post this in the description. Am I spelling loses correctly? This is like a Dankus check with the Omans. UK may win against Germany 1936. In what context, Sans? What are they winning? 23 biplanes. We'll just say biplanes. You saw what the biplane was. So that was a pretty good testing. So the carriers early game are still pretty OP. The carrier IC is pretty high. The DD IC and the NAVs are pretty low. Let's check out what type of carrier is this? Converted cruiser hull. It's going to be like 5K. I don't know if it's an Ark Royal or what. HMS Hermes. Sunk by Andrea Doria. Okay. Inverted cruiser hull. Hermes class, it's a 5K. And then the CAs are like 9. No. The CAs are like 5K. So the cost of these two ships are equivalent. In terms of the IC cost, like UK wins. So let me put that down. UK wins in terms of IC with the Nave, the carriers. Early game. Okay. So what I want to see is, let's get some of these NAVs up here. So we'll tag switch to Germany. So these guys are still completing that. All right. Take this guy, get him out of here. We rebase you, bruv. He's back in Malta. Let's get you out of Malta. Let's go to Alexandria. What do we have here for a Navy? Pretty standard Navy with a lot of screens. Let's put them up with a patrol. Let's get them over to Malta. Okay. We got 53 days of fuel. Let's get some fuel going. Nice. 72 days. Okay. I'll bear that in mind. So you got 3 battleships, 3 CAs, 3 CLs, and a ton of destroyers. 32 destroyers. Okay. Oh, Italy lost the pride of the Navy. So these guys are going to move over. Going to put them up on patrol here. Tag Italy. They don't. They lost. The mustache, not good enough. I think Italy needs more mustache, to be honest with you. Those guys are off. Do they just naturally go off their orders? The heck? What happened to that Navy? I think this was it. Maybe this was it. There's only 10 left. I don't even know where that Navy went. Did it die? Okay, well, whatever. I don't see a Navy up. Did they all die? Okay, so the UK Navy should be up on patrol. Let's do some different testing with some air designs here. And let's actually see, let's put fighter up 2. Fighter 2 up, rather. Tag England. So there's going to be equal amounts, 2,000 fighter 2s that are designed exactly the same. Let me show you the design real quick. And then I'll prove to you that it's the exact same with both airframes. Spitfire. So this is the meta in my estimation. Correct me in chat if I'm wrong. We're going with 2 times 2 cannon level 1. Interesting to note, UK does not start with this, but Germany does. UK has to research this. 1x cannon level 1 with engine 1x engine 3 drop tanks. That's what we're working with on both sides. So that's up. Tag Germany. Let me make sure that, yep, that guy's still up on patrol. Perfect. Okay, we playing as Germany. Now, Focke-Wulf, right there, same design, right? We're all in agreement. Okay. Let's put up NAV2. It's going to be one of these bad boys. What is this? AR-196. Let me show you what this looks like. Right here. So it doesn't really pay to put any more weaponry on it other than torpedoes on the small airframe. This is the small upgraded airframe. Improved airframe. Drop tanks, don't think it really matters, but if you want to decrease cost, you can take that off. Engine 3. What else we got? Dive brakes actually matters for naval targeting. And then the floats decrease speed and agility. Surface detection +5, sub detection +3. You're good with Destroyer 3, Engine 4. That's pretty late game, isn't it? I don't want to go too niche with our build here. Okay, so are all these the same? So it just put in the Aorto into all these air wings, which I did not want it to do, so we might have to fix that later. So there's let's go with 300 of them. Well, let's go with 100 to start with. Okay. See if we hit anything. We're damaging the Devonshire. I'm not sure what type of ship that is. It would be nice if they put that up there. Yeah, put it more ground crews. We have superiority. Are we trading? We're losing the bombers. We lost 8 bombers. Interesting. They're losing more fighters. I would not expect that. Everything is equal. They have better efficiency than we do. I don't know why they would trade. Do we have an air spirit or something that's screwing this up? I don't think so. And our doctrine's the same as theirs. We have double air doctrine here at the top. So that's with 100. Not really taking anything out. Okay, let's increase the volume here. So this is NAV2. We'll go with all 3. Not really hitting too much else. Okay, we got a capital. So they still target capitals first. Let's see how we're trading. Definitely not trading even. We have 300 more air up than they do. So I'm assuming that's why they're not trading as well. And they are shooting down our bombers. So it looks like if you're going to do this, 300 is pretty good. We just got 3 capital ships in the course of like a month. There's a CA. So meta air design. Okay, I'm gonna go with these meta air designs. So the meta nav. I mean, this is working fine if all things are equal. Meta nav. So we're going to have 1 torpedo. Engine 3. Improved small airframe. And you're going to be cranking these out. So IC matters quite a bit. And the production cost of this is 33. So we got dive brakes. I don't even know why dive brakes are a thing other than a Stuka. Floats. Drop tanks. Anything to note about this design? The air attack is 0. The max speed's okay. The naval attack is 12. Surface detection 5. Agility 60. Does this get modified? Agility is -15 for this attack. So it's 45. Air defense of 15. They're getting shot down. But the air defense for the naval strike attack appears to be greater than just naval patrol, I guess. Can you put these guys on patrol missions? You can put these guys on straight up patrol missions? Yes. At what point can I put them on patrol? So Stukas can't be put on patrol. Cannot be put on patrol. The tax can. That might be a feature of the tax that's base. Actually, this guy cannot. The HE-111 base. Okay, so that's this design right here. So what's the difference? What is the difference in terms of patrol? This production cost is quite large. So we can't do patrol because we don't have a naval weapon. I believe that that's the difference. What if I add floats to this? Can it do a patrol? What if I go ahead, add the flying boat? It cannot do patrol. Cannot. So we could add... I just want to double tap this. What do you mean you couldn't find it? AE 100 HE 111 C. Maybe I put eyes in there. My bad. Let's just spawn them like right here. Is it the C? Yeah. Yeah, no naval patrol. So you have to have a torpedo to be able to naval patrol? That doesn't seem to make sense. These guys were all different. So this is HE-111. Let's check these out. That does a naval patrol. This has a torpedo on it. The B. This has a torpedo on it. The A. Right? Let me double check that. So A and B can do the patrol. And they got a torpedo. And this one has double torpedo. To naval patrol, you need a nav weapon. You need a torpedo. I'm just going to put that down in my notes. We'll get that information out there. Oh, yeah. The bots are here, baby. Thank God. On YouTube, nonetheless. All right. NAV2s seem to work pretty well, but what about the other plane designs? Let's get this up. Okay, so we just learned in order to do a naval patrol, you have to have a torpedo on your plane. The floats don't matter, so that was quite interesting, Cred. What's up with this? As Germany, I don't have all my stuff over. How did that get bounced back? Am I not at war? Turn the AI off. I think this is the wrong save. Okay, so let's try different types of bombers. So I guess that worked well. That worked just like it did before, as a matter of fact. So we're UK. Let's make sure we got the planes up. And okay, we got this reserve fleet. Let's see if we could tag this reserve fleet. So what should we go with here? Let's go with... So unfortunately, all the best navs tend to spawn, so that's problematic. We're going to have to take those out. We'll just delete those from stockpile. So we have a Dornier, two flavors of Dornier, the A and the regular. Dornier 22A. Has floats engine 2, as opposed to this has air defense, floats, and engine 1 is the regular 22A. Okay, let's put the fighters up and let's spawn the Dornier. Just the basic one that has a turret on it. So after about a few weeks, last time, we had lost about 50 of the NAV2s. Now this is NAV1, and it's a little goofy, but the air defense should be more. The air defense is 9. Take a look at this. They need to somehow simplify these screens to where I could see all the attachments. Because I noticed there was no like little tags at the bottom of the air wing screen, which kind of makes sense. But with like the ships, you could look at the build from the tabs under the bottom. Here it is. Let's take a look at that. The 22. So just this bad boy, air defense 9, as opposed to an air defense of 9. How does that work? So the turret does nothing? That doesn't make sense. Did we just find something? This says air attack 4. Oh. Agility -2. Well, of course we don't want that. Air attack of 4. So the turret is basically useless. Okay, let's see how the NAV1 that you start off with works here. Okay, we'll put that up too. These guys are coming out just a standard Dornier. I had to turn the AI off twice? That doesn't make sense. Okay, so some goofy things might be happening. And we're hitting subs and destroyers. Oh, you're so goofy, AI. Oh, boy. Looks like they wanted to do some bombing. Let's take that guy out of there. Let's put the 2 Spitfires back. See what they did with the Navy. So this guy's out on patrol. Dude, they completely reorganized it. That's unfortunate. Let's put out this huge Navy over here. Let's make sure the AI is off. Okay. Okay, it looks like they're just moving around their Air Force a little bit. Excuse me. Okay, so we just have one of the basic Dornier 22. Again, they are losing more fighters. And the bombers lost, I'm assuming, are going to be greater. Thanks, Ender. Enemy ships sunk, 16. I mean, it appears to be just as effective. We did have 300 up. This might be a little bugged because I don't see any of those nifty screens that shows me what ships were sunk. So with the air attack of 4, it seems like we're trading about the same, and we're getting as many hits as we did with the nav. Can't see all of them. But this particular design appears to be focusing... Oh, we didn't have subs up earlier. But it did take out a destroyer. When we just had a typical fleet up, it took out the capitals. So Navs still target slower vessels. Now, what's the real difference here? This basic Dornier, naval attack 12. Surface and sub detection are going to be the same. Naval attack 12 compared to your nav 2. Air defense is greater, but they still got shot down at about the same numbers. Surface detection, sub detection the same. Naval attack the same. Naval targeting 4 and 5. Okay. Naval targeting 5. So if you're in a enclosed space like this, I'm seeing no advantage to NAV2. Except there's a disadvantage because it costs 5 more IC. Does Italy start off with NAV? I haven't adjusted the Italian plane designs yet. I'm seeing no difference, guys. We could test this again, too, if you want. Excuse me. Italy does start off with a NAV. Where are you, my friends? They used to start off with a NAV. Bruh. They don't really start off with a... Got that. I don't think you really want the tax, though. Okay, so they don't start off with navs anymore. So you'd have to design it yourself, but Italy can. So we take, like... You could design this right off the bat. I gotta say, maybe the biplane is better, to be honest with you. Just go engine 1. Floats. What do the dive breaks give us? Air defense and naval targeting 4. Not really, though. It didn't really give us, because there's no dive breaks on the starting German bomber, right? Your naval attack is like, it seems like it's capped at 12, unless... That's not really going to tell us. I don't see any reason to have dive breaks then. Okay. Check this out. What did I upgrade to? There's no dive brakes on that. It's just a better engine. Engine level 2? 2x2? Go 2x3. That's incredibly expensive. Okay, we got to test this head to head. To draw some conclusions. So we got this huge fleet here. Let's turn the AI off. Okay, stay off. We got 2 fleets. So there's going to be plenty of targets here. NAV2 v NAV1. So let's see what conclusions we can draw here. So both of these navies are going to be out. They're thick boy navies. Let's just put them out patrol in here. And do not always engage, never repair. It's my motto. So we got 2 thick boy patrols. They are full on fuel. Oh yeah, put the air up. So we'll put up all the Spitfires, give them more ground crews. You know what? I had more ground crews on Germany, though. That's why they were not trading as well. That was good, because just that button alone with the command power, it just proved to you that you trade so much better if you just hit that one button. Okay, tagged on to Germany, 2000 Fighter 2 up, and let's go with the 300 NAV2s up. So first test is going to be 300 of each up. So we should have a pretty balanced situation going on here. And of course, we need more ground crews. Let's see what they get. So it's like May 10th. Let's go for a month. We'll go like June 10th. Germany still trades better. We have 18 ships sunk. I'll just go by number of ships. But let's take a look at the quality of the ships that are being sunk. There's a carrier sunk. There's a CA. There's a DD. Carrier, CL, DD. Now, this is a target-rich environment, but we should get a definitive number here with this test. Holy mackerel. They're just clapping everything. So if you wanted to get, like, your tanks across as Germany, and you wanted a month of bombing with 300 NAV2s, you might see results like this if the English is foolish enough to keep their Navy up. Okay, so we got 88 ships sunk. Of all types. And enemy fighters lost 233. See if that changes if I put it in months. It shouldn't. We'll just go days because it shows the whole picture. Let's go to NAV1 out of the box. What you get as Germany out of the box. Because we've been upgrading to NAV2 for so long. Does it actually make sense? Mumwalde, so far, we have figured out to patrol, you need a torpedo on your vehicle in order to do naval patrol. NAVs still target slower vessels. So if there are vessels up like submarines that are incredibly slow, NAVs will target those first. They will also target capital ships that are very slow. So that mechanic has not changed with the new DLC. We're now testing NAV2 versus NAV1. Carriers are supposedly broken. We tested carriers, and the carriers, I had 5 carriers, 35 destroyers against the starting Italian Navy. They traded pretty evenly with... They actually didn't trade evenly. The carriers won 2-1. 2-1 versus the Italian starting Navy. The UK starting carriers, that's how they traded. So that was pretty good. Okay. Let's do it again. Rinse and repeat. We'll go a month. So that was pretty revealing. Let's go NAV1, no upgrades. Because I have a feeling it's not going to matter, because the one stat that mattered about NAVs is the attack, and they're the same for NAV1 and NAV2. The rest of the stats don't seem to be doing anything, in my estimation. I'm not sure, but so far that's what it seems like. We'll get that patrol out. Get that patrol out. Put that up. AI off. Tag Germany. Thanks for coming to the stream, Mumwalde. Appreciate it, bruv. Okay, I'm gonna put that up. Put on the more ground crews. Now we got to get NAV1, so we'll delete these out. So they're gonna trade for a little bit. I gotta delete those from stockpile because I want the old school stuff. So give me 300 Dornier A's. So they're gonna trade for a little bit ahead of time, and it doesn't matter. Now these other ones are on missions, are they? Oh. Throw all that out. We had the tax on missions. Shoot. We had all this stuff on missions. Uh-oh. Okay, we're gonna have to go back on this one. Okay, they're up in the Central Med. That took like 2 days. Okay, so we'll have to go back to NAV2. Erase what I said. Let's check this out. That's why we're trading differently, because I had other tax up. My bad, guys. Testing is hard. We're still trading better, though. Yeah, because we have 300 more of these up. They have only 4 air attack. We're still trading better. They should have better efficiency than us. Okay, let's see how this goes. Okay, with the NAV1s, we got 33 ships sunk. Enemy fighter 2's lost was 252. It was greater than the last test. That's strange. We lost 213 bombers, though. I'm not sure why Germany's trading better. That part's not making sense to me. Okay, let's go back and just do the NAV2s. This will be real quick. I have a feeling there's not going to be much of a difference. I had 300 NAV1. That's the starting Germany NAV. Put that up. Boom. So, a lot of targets over here. Put that on patrol. Turn the AI off. Tag Germany. We already have the 300 right here. Okay, those are off. We'll wait a few days because I did before with these as well. In the last test, I waited till they spawned in. Okay, there's 2 days. So that we're equivalent. Okay, NAV2 is up. See how they trade. Again, Germany's doing better for some reason. I already showed that the fighter 2s are the same. We'll go till June 12th. And for the best adult dating site, there's a bot for you. We got everything on this stream. It's amazing. Yeah, I'll get him out. Navy hurts your brain. We're trying to simplify it here for you, bruv. We're trying to make it easy peasy, lemon squeezy for you. Okay. So with no whammies that time, pretty sure. What we have found... NAV2 sunk 88 ships. It's the same results that we had before. Enemy fighters lost was a little less. 221. What? How could it be the same, though? Germany lost 196 NAV2s. Okay, so that shows you the difference between the air defense stat and Fighter 2's lost is 160. That's a little less as well. Maybe I just need to go for another day or something. Not really that big of a difference. Let's take a look at this. You get, okay, so NAV2 is meta. NAV2 is still meta. Why is NAV2 so much better? They're flying more sorties, perhaps? You lose more of the NAV1s, I notice. So there's like a 3 air defense difference. Let's take a look at the difference in the air defense. Nine as opposed to 11. Yeah, so there's 2 air defense difference, and this tended to work out better. We traded better with Fighter 2, so the air attack on this did nothing. There's 4 air attack on it. It does nothing. Okay, but literally, how do you account for the fact that like something like 66% more ships got sunk with the NAV2? What accounts for that? NAV bombers appear to be the same, to be honest with you. They appear to be the same. So this has floats. This has the dive brakes. So naval targeting was up. Also, let's take it, the range difference was 1200 as opposed to 650. So they definitely had a better range. Let's see the range of this. Oh, wow. It only goes this far. So the drop tanks help quite a bit. So like the range of the other navs were like a third. So they could probably only go into here or something. They could like barely reach Malta. There's also the speed. The speed difference may have been critical as well. So conclusion is NAV3 2-to-1 better. Better by, we'll say like 2/3 more kills on naval targets. Okay, let's do the upgraded. Let's go back and do the upgrade real quick to the Dornier A, what I put there. So based on what I just did, this is engine 2, 2x engine 2. So the speed's going to be a bit higher. 393 as opposed to 275. Range is 650 as opposed to the range is the same. It's still 650. Naval attack 12, targeting 5. Naval attack 12, targeting 5. So you're looking at the difference between speed here and air attack. Okay, let's do that one. So this is going to be NAV1 with, pardon me, 2x level 2 engine, which you start with in the early game as Germany. So you could upgrade this right away. No drop tanks. Put them up. Let's get the Navy. AI off. Put these guys on hold. Actually, we just delete all of them. Delete the stockpile of the better navs. And the worse ones. And we'll spawn in those Dornier 22As. 300 of them. Fighter 2 is up. The other thing it seems like is that there's just a difference of 300 NAVs here, right? And they seem to be shooting down more of the opposing planes, and I think that has to do with just sheer air superiority, because air superiority might be kind of broken right now. Moonwalde, if you are doing an AI game, I will bet you just having NAV1 will be fine. Yeah, let me make sure these are the Dornier A. They sure enough they are. They're up. Let's check out the range. The range looks the same. That doesn't make sense. Looks the same as the NAV2s. That's really weird. I'm not sure why that is. It could be bugged. That might be reportable. I'm not sure. Air superiority is broken because basically, I'm not sure if it's the air superiority calculation, but if you have like 5,000 on either side, the fighters don't trade. So if we have 10,000 planes in an air zone, the air attack doesn't seem to be worth much. Not sure why that is. The other thing is, if you spam out airplanes like biplanes, they all have an air superiority of 1. That's the same as any small airframe. You can literally just shred anything in front of you based solely on the air superiority stat. I mean, of course, you're going to have to do other things well, but you could probably battle plan all your battles. As long as you had like 3,000 or 4,000 biplanes up, or what, even like 2,000. It depends what the enemy has. Okay, we went May to June. Let that finish. Okay, what do we got here? Okay, the NAV2 with the dual engine, dual level 2 engine. So we got 47 ships sunk. So we're starting to come into parity here. So the speed matters. The range is much reduced, but we got maybe a third more, maybe like 20% more hits just by upgrading the engines. So we're flying more sorties. The spotting and attack, no difference. Spotting and attack, no different for NAV2. The main difference is speed and range. This is a good test for air overall, because your stats for, let's say, attack are going to be equivalent. So this is showing you the effect of speed and range. Okay, 47 ships sunk, so it was better. You could get this right out of the box as Germany and refit all your NAVs for fairly cheap. So this is pretty good. Pretty good to know. Fighter 2, they lost 261 this time. Germany lost 175 NAV level 2. So the speed makes your stuff more reliable. However, I'm not sure why we lost more NAV2 in the above case. Fighter 2 loss was 183. Maybe it's just the way they traded, because we lost more Fighter 2 instead of NAV2. So I don't know if we could draw many conclusions about the losses. It seems like they all tend to balance out. Does this equal the same? get out the old calculator here. Whoop. $356 total. We're going to just say that when the fighter twos hit something, it's going to be semi-random what they hit. That's what I think we're finding out here. 390. We'll pull this over here. So in the NAV1 example, we definitely lost more. There's more loss of the NAV1 that was slower. And then finally, it's going to be 175 plus 183. $358. So almost equivalent to NAV1 base. Or no. It's almost equivalent to the losses that we saw with NAV2. So speed matters in terms of survivability. Let's take a look at the difference. So the survivability seemed to be the same between NAV1 and 2. Let's redo the conclusions. Let's check out the speed real quick. So Dornier 2A is what we're looking at here. So that's the dual engine. This is going to cost 28. NAV2, fully upgraded is 33. I think I'd rather go NAV2, if I'm going to be honest. But you're going to have less of them. You see what I'm saying? If you could get this from the beginning of the game, it might be better because you could produce it from the beginning of the game. Now, it's going to be about 30% less effective, but what if I have 30% more NAVs in the air? I guess you kind of get capped as to how many NAVs you'd have in the air, but it would be close. I think you should build NAV1 upgraded until you get NAV2. Put like 1 mil on it. Actually, you do that already. As Italy, you should already do that. You should have like 3 mils on it from the start of the game. You just keep it and then upgrade. Okay, so this is what we're working with. The speed is 448. The speed with this upgrade, which you can get from the beginning of the game, is 393. Maybe the speed is the whole tamale here. There's a 50 kilometers an hour difference. And between NAV1 base and NAV2 upgraded, there's like 120 kilometers an hour difference there. The air attack didn't seem to matter whatsoever. So you could take this off. Okay, so the engine is going to matter quite a bit. Might actually matter more than anything. And then the range here didn't seem to be any different, although on the screen. So range may be bugged. More testing needed. NAV2 upgraded had considerable upgraded to 2x to level 2 engines, considerably better. I'm sorry. NAV1 upgraded. Okay. NAV2 fully upgraded works the same as pre-BBA. In my estimation, it seems to be about the same. Best design by far. Now, you could upgrade NAV1 turn 1 to dual engine level 2 with significant gains. All things being equal, it is more expensive. So it is more expensive by 44. It's way more expensive than even NAV2. But you could still get some out. Yeah, it's way more expensive. Okay, so it's almost 30%. So I wonder if I test at NAV1s versus NAV2s based on numbers. Let's check this out. And NAV2 was so much cheaper because the dual engine. I know, right, Eric? The problem with the dual engines is like the cost of everything is literally based on the engine, I feel like, which makes sense. That's the most complicated part of the plane. Like the manufacturing's got to cost so much more for an engine for sure. So I'm going to say like the equivalent here, if we had 1,000 base NAV1s, it's going to be like 700, or it's going to be like 600 base upgraded NAV1s. Let's work with that assumption. Let's get all these ships out here so they can get bombed. We might even have a part 2 of this. I'm gaining so much information here. AI's off. Okay, we go to Germany. Our tag Germany. Okay. Fighters are up. Why are the fighters trading me? I don't know. Delete all this stuff. And then delete the stockpile of the stuff that we don't want. Thanks for the sub, Dankin. That's weird. It's not showing up in my feed. So let's do base first. Get these bad boys down. We'll get 1,000. 1,000. Boom. Okay, should be a 10 banger. Boom. Okay, they're up. Okay, so we're gonna say IC adjusted NAV1 versus upgraded NAV1. The hunt for bugs. They did, this was a fairly, God, I'm missing the word here. They tried to do a lot with this one. With this DLC for sure. Okay, NAV1, 1,000. So we've got fighters lost, fighter 2 losses. So for Germany, no, let's go UK. Fighter, what do I do? Ships, UK ships. 22 sunk. There's a lot less sunk? What? How are there less? Okay. There was less by having more up. That doesn't make sense. Okay, Germany. NAV1 base was 57 as opposed to fighter 2, 187. Did I do something differently? There's still... Let me run this a little bit more. The NAVs aren't getting up. That doesn't make any sense. The NAVs aren't running missions? What the heck? You guys see anything that I'm missing, chat? Those sinking ships with NAVs there. I don't... Is this bugged? The nav stopped working. Why? We have fuel. Are there no targets? Did we damage all the targets? Dude, this is wacko. Tag UK or tag England. The AI turn back on. The other fleet's gone. How would the other fleet be gone? How is that possible? So this fleet stopped running missions? Oh, they're on strike force. Shoot, I did it wrong. Shoot. So it wiped out the whole fleet is what happened. And that one was not on the right mission. Okay, my bad, guys. A patrol ship to hit ships with nav. Sorry, I'm not following Cessia. Oh, thanks, Juan, for the gifted member. That's what it was. It was a gifted member. You were able to invade the US. 1/4 of the land plus Italy is also holding the borders, so I'm happy. Okay. Oh, it is necessary because, as we just showed in the last, I had him on strike force and we weren't hitting any of the ships. So that answers your question, Sassia. Or were you alluding to the answer? Yeah, there's ships. There was not ships to be sunk because I didn't have them on the right mission. So the AI off. Let's not misclick. It's so hard for me to not like misclick. But it did sink this whole Navy. That's why it was 22, because the Navy on patrol got shellacked. Just walloped. Tag Germany. Please call out if I do anything stupid like I just did. I'm sorry, guys. That's up. Put that up. Delete these guys. There's always a reason why. I think it's a bug, but there's always a reason why, you know, it doesn't work out. Sometimes they're bugs. Okay, base Dornier. And I'm going to try my hand a little math after this, and we'll try to IC adjust this test. You math geniuses out there can help me. Okay, that's up. They're on patrol. They should trade right now. They're up. Central Med. They're touching bombers. Touching them up. Let's run this and see what we get. So this should be the true test. There's 10,000 navs up. It could be just a numbers game. Because the attack is the same, does it really matter if I have a biplane or a proper nav? You know what I'm saying? You feel me, boys? How's it going, Krungro? I like your name. So here's a month. NAV1 base against the English Navy. Okay. Let's see what we get. Sorry about that. NAV1 1000. The UK ships were 125. Oh, God. So the numbers seem to matter quite a bit. Fighter 2 lost was less at 253. So that seems to be altered every time. The German NAV1 base lost was 406. So the survivability might be a deal here. Fighters loss was a little less, 179. Okay, so that's very revealing. So we lost. So let's there. 28 times 28, 11. Go to got 1,000 base level. 1,000 is 28 times 28. Third IC divide 44. The 2,800 or 28,000. 28 times 1,000 is 20 divided by 44. We should have 603. ESG barely does math. How do you like that, brothers? I correctly calculated in my head that it was going to be about 600. Hell yeah. Is it worth night naval strike, maybe with tech and or doctrines? I've been told that the carrier night naval strike does nothing. The purposes of this playthrough are not going to test that. I mean, we might be able to. We could test it, I guess. Zoe Castles, thanks for the sub on YouTube. Just to let you guys know, we got the Twitch stream going as well. Both streams are looking glorious. AI is now off. Okay. Like that's up, right? Yeah, they're both going out there. Okay, good job. Okay, we got enough fuel. And tag to Germany. Delete all this. Put this up. Okay. Now we're doing the upgraded. So we get up. Let's go 600. I don't know how we can get the extra 36 up there. We'll just go 600. So this is IC adjusted, which is how you want to do this. If you don't do it IC adjusted, it's pretty much meaningless. Okay, that's up, that's up. AI is off. Okay, here we go. They're up. Thanks for your sub, Zoe. Glad you like it. Yeah, my Discord was asking for this, so hey. We could try a night strike here, actually. We could try testing that. Okay, here we go. We'll stop here. All right. So IC adjusted. Be down here at the bottom. NAV1 upgraded is a 2x level 2 engine. 600 IC adjusted. Not perfectly, but good enough. UK ships 69. Fighter 2 222. And then we got NAV1 upgraded. We lost 379. So we're trading better. IC adjusted. Fighter 2 is 128. Wow, we did not. Maybe we just had a really good round there. Let's see what the IC cost of that is going to be. It's 44. $379 times 44 is 1,600. So we did not trade as well. So we lost a buttload of IC there. 5,000. Holy mackerel. But with NAV1 base, is 125 ships. Oh no. Did I screw something up? This is shooting down less because of the numbers? Oh god. We shot down half the ships. We shot up half the ships. The numbers meant everything. Let me double check this. These guys are all up on the order. Fighter 2's all up on the order. Tag to England. There's enough oil here for Germany. Enough oil for England. And they're on patrol. They're on patrol. No, we did this accurately. Why are we overstacked? That doesn't make any sense. Why would the carriers, they lost the carriers, and then this went over. I wonder when that happened. So if you lose a carrier early, these screwed up the air efficiency of the fighters. Yeah, let's try that again. That's how important air efficiency is. Air mission efficiency. You lagging, bro? Hopefully not. Oh, lag because that's why it's all off? No, they lost a carrier early, apparently. So crazy. I can run this reasonably quickly, so I'm just going to run it again. And hopefully they don't lose their carrier right away. One, two, three, four, five, six. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, let's roll it out. Okay, they showed up. Oh no, you're lagging hard? I'm not seeing any dropped frames on my side. It could be a YouTube thing. Okay. So the question is, so let's redo these numbers. All right, NAV2 upgraded. Enemy ship sunk, 66. Fighter 2, 222. Yep, they lost the exact same. NAV1 upgraded. Lost exactly the same. How is it? Wow, it's exactly the same numbers. So I'm assuming they lost their carrier group. They did. Okay, so the same thing happened. So we could do this without carriers, but brother, they should lose less. NAV 1 upgraded then. Okay, this is why the 2-engine thing, okay, I was right. I thought I'd be wrong about this because I thought we would be considerably worse. IC adjusted. NAV2 fully upgraded works the same as pre-BBA. Best design by far. I think that that's a good assumption. We could do that. Let's do that real quick. NAV2. Upgrade NAV1. No. This is not. There's no point. Basically, more planes in the air matters most. Naval attack the same between versions of NAV. So you just need planes in the air. Okay, let's go one more time with NAV2. Okay, we gotta adjust. adjust the NAV2 real quick. We still lagging, chat? Are we okay? Okay. 33 as opposed to 28. We're gonna have 850 up. We'll go 800. NAV2 is going to be 800. See what the numbers show. Good deal, Momwaldi. Glad to hear that. Cool. Yep, there will be lag spikes that I will not be able to control, unfortunately. This is extremely revealing in terms of navs. And then we're going to get to the other stuff later in the stream here. I think this should seal the deal on nav. Like triple checking myself with everything. And big thing to note, the side with the most planes in the air trades better, all things being equal, except that there's a difference in the amount of navs. And I'm putting up navs with, this time I'm putting up navs without air attack. Bear that in mind. Okay, we got to get rid of, actually it was already there. It doesn't matter though. It should just come out. Yeah, I got 2,000. It'll come out with all the good stuff. I don't need to adjust anything. There's 8. See it roll. They're in the air. "15 minutes of lag." Maybe there was like an auto update that went on or something in the background. I'm not showing drop frames on my side, so it might be a Streamlabs problem. I don't know. So this is NAV2. Oh, man. Okay, I feel like you guys are getting the best info here. So let's see. UK ships lost. 123. Oh, my goodness. Flaps all around. So a little worse than Fighter 1. And there was no variability when I ran the test twice with the upgraded Fighter 1. This is not correct. Best air design. Most important for IC trades. Similar results in terms of ship kills. NAV1 versus NAV2. But the IC was better for NAV2. Quite interesting. Okay, let's go for some fleet stuff. So first thing, we'll do here is we'll test CLs versus CAs. Let's get 10 CAs. 3. 4. 5. 6. God, that scared the heck out of me. 7, 8, 9. They even have 10? Here's 10. Let's have them head over to Malta. Okay, the air is going to be off. Patrick, thanks for the sub on YouTube. Scared the heck out of me, bro. So we got 10 of these guys up. Put them on patrol. AI's off, right? So these are CAs. And the designs are going to be varying. We'll see the total, light, attack, etc. But obviously they're not like optimized for light attack or anything like that. As a matter of fact, they have very little light attack, but they do have heavy attack. I got my little Navy over here. Oop. So here's CL2s. Let's not even do that. Let's do the base Navy, just to prove a point. So here's CL 1s and 2s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put these in here. They're destroyer, like... They're like mine laying stuff. So light attack is going to be considerably higher. 8v10. 8v10. Let's just check it out. Let's see what happens. I have no idea what's going to happen here. Patrol, Central Med. Let's see the air. There's nothing in the air. Let's check out the Navy. It looks like they found each other. 10v8. 2 mine layers. What are you doing here? We want to always engage? Nope. Boom, boom, boom. Never repair. Here we go. Battle bubble is up. So they have 100% screening efficiency for their backline. So as you can see, the CLs have to get a lot closer. They have more torpedoes than we do. And the light guns, we have 58 as opposed to 25. So we have more than double the light attack. Their heavy guns are 164 as opposed to 0. Let's see what happens. And I think you pay attention to the stats more than the amount of cruisers here. Okay, so the heavy guns are prevailing despite the disparity in light attack. Okay, let's give them more of a fair fight. I wonder if we actually... Do we kill any of the HCs, though? That would be something. This was maybe a poor example. It almost killed an HC, though. So the crits off of the big guns did help out quite a bit. But let's say we were able to optimize our Navy, but our opponent did not, for whatever reason. Okay, let's hope nothing funky happened here. Okay. Okay, here's CL2s with the light attack 29 apiece. So I don't think that they'll fare well at all. And we'll just take a look at the battle bubble here. There should be nothing in the air trading. There's not. Boom. But these guys need to have always engaged. They are. Maybe the other one's not. Hey, Walderowski, how's it going, man? $125 level 1s equal 100 level 2s or all the same? Caught in 4K. I mean caught in 4K. This is definitely not 4K. Are we lagging out? Walter, is that a joke? Oh, this is all just testing. It's all testing, baby. This is not a cheat bar, it's the console command, so I guess it's the cheat bar. I'm turning AI off so that I'm going to both sides so that they can do whatever they're going to do. So we're trying to test here, and the navies are going to clash. So the light attack is 10 times better, more than 10 times better for the CLs, which cost less. They should cost less IC. The heavy attack is 0 to UK's 158, and the UK has 176 torpedoes to our 0. So this is testing out all light attack as opposed to more of like a balanced attack. Yeah, we're not doing a playthrough. Smoked. Absolutely shredded. Like, not a chance. So light attack is still meta. That proves it right there. We could do like more of a balanced approach. So CL versus HC. CL max light attack versus HC base game. CL light attack shreds. Okay. And we're going to get into some more funky testing too. That'll be fun. So let's see what torpedoes do. So we'll go destroyers against those heavy cruisers. And we could IC adjust that as well. Turning the AI off. The air is off. And my new Navy should come over. Patrol in the Central Med. Tag Germany. Okay, air is off. And let's check out a different design here. So where's my cruiser torpedo? Let's check out the design here. So you got all torpedoes at level 1 engine, level 1 armor, and I torpedoed it out. and we'll see how this does. We just did this stacking light attack instead of torpedoes. Let's see what the results say. Okay, these guys are ready to go, but a feeling the UK Navy is not ready to go. We'll put them out on patrol. Tag England, I forgot to adjust. Okay, so these guys need to have never repair, always engage. The other thing, Walter, you can't have this up if you're on Iron Man mode, so obviously I'm in regular. Okay, so they should find each other. Nothing in the air. And just these two navies, they'll trade. Check this out. So we have 480 in terms of torpedo, and they have that balanced. They have that balance there. So we're firing off all these torpedoes at a 2-to-1 advantage in terms of torpedoes. We still have a 2-to-1 advantage in terms of light attack as well, interestingly enough. Because you can stack a lot of light attack on the CLs. And they're trading evenly. Nope, they're not. Okay, so the CLs are falling out. So this torpedo attack is not doing as well. Even though now it's like 3 times as good. Okay, even trades. I wonder if this is just based on the light attack, though. I feel like we had similar light attack and they were getting killed. So nothing's dead yet. There we go. We lost the CL. So torpedo's not the way to go. So this is a bust. They're not going to lose any HCs, and we lost 3 CLs. Yep. Okay. Take this out. CL versus HC. We'll say CL torpedo. HC base wins. Lost 3 CLs. Rinse and repeat. Take out the bots. Bye-bye, bots. AI's off. Okay. I wonder if we went 2 early ship hulls against 2 battle cruiser torpedoed out. So this is BB versus BC. Their designs are pretty normal. Level 1. They should have better surface detection. So light attack 5, heavy attack 24. This is not really anything that was meta in the past. I'm just curious to see what happens. To see if we can find anything from this. So they're going to move over. AI is off. So just put these up under patrol. And so I've got 2 Panzer shifts here. As you can see, the speed is up. Max speed 25, so it's going to be greater than these battleships by quite a bit. As a matter of fact, let's see if Germany doesn't really start with battleships. It should be about 5 more. 5 more speed in terms of these panzer shifts. And we'll check out the stats, but the piercing's less. They have torpedoes and light attack. And they had to keep their level 1 heavy battery. So the stats are going to be much reduced, but the speed's going to be higher in terms of the panzer shift. Put that on patrol. Turn off the air. Oh, they met over here on the corner. So right off the bat, the heavy attack is going to be more than double for the BBs. The BC has more than double light attack. So this is going to be a little different. And then the torpedoes on the battle cruisers are 43. But I guess the game changed them to heavy cruisers, to CAs. So this is going to be a CA torpedo attack here. Now, in the meta game, in the base game, you're going to use your NAVs to take out the slower BBs. So this is probably never going to be a thing. I'm just wondering. So we have double the torpedo or 100% torpedo, double the light attack. Let's see when they start tagging each other. I wonder if the torpedoes are hitting it all. Received 1 critical hit. By light guns, 30%. By heavy guns, 69%. They're receiving more of the heavy gun attack. And over here, again, the heavy guns. So if you're talking about capital ships, it doesn't look like the light is doing as much. It's doing 30% of the attack. They have some light guns, and again, that's doing 30% of the attack. So in terms of capital to capital, the heavy guns are going to be where it's at. And then it's not showing what the torpedoes, but we did get a critical hit, and I'm assuming that that's from the torpedo. It looks like the BBs are going to win out, and sure enough... Sure enough, the battleships win out. So let's draw a conclusion about that. BB versus HC. Heavy attack does, what is it, 70% of the damage. Capital to capital. Okay, so we got that. Boom, that's in the bag. Let's see what else we could pull out of our hat here. Put them on hold. Tag to UK. Always do that. So we could get like a more typical Navy out. Let's have these guys go away. So this is like a balanced Navy. You've got 4 capitals, 3 CLs, and a complement of destroyers. Let's take them out to Malta. Yeah, we got enough oil. Let's put them out there in patrol and see what they can do. Now, what should we test this out against? So they've got like 22 ships, basically. If we put up the NAV2s, I think they lose pretty easily. The torpedoes are definitely not as good as the light attack. So why don't we just put them up against a level 1 light attack? Or we could do a level 1 and a level 2. So this is called my glass cannon. So let's check this design out real quick. This stacks light attack on a CL1 as opposed to the CL2. This is going to be 500 IC less. And you've got 24 light attack, 7 light piercing, 29 light attack on the CL2, but you can add more modules onto the CL2. Let's go glass cannon against regular Navy and let's see how we fare. So they're probably gonna lose. If they don't lose, that's gonna be odd to me. Our light attack is like 5x. We don't have heavy attack. They have a heavy attack. Okay, so they're all engaged. It's talking about organization there. That's interesting. So something's getting hit though. So we're doing all of our damage with light guns, obviously. They're not getting hit. Oh, they're starting to get hit. The majority of the damage being received by some of the ships is by torpedoes. But we should strip away the screens fairly quickly and then we'll be left with the bigger ships. Wow. Wow. They might win. The glass cannon with the less light attack and cheaper. The cruisers are in fact much better. The question is CL1 versus CL2. So with a 500 IC cost difference, and we're doing in stacks of 10, so you're going to be 5K in terms of the difference. That's quite a bit of IC. I'm not going to lie. So, I mean, here's a regular Navy, 2 battleships, 2 heavy cruisers. They just lost 15 destroyers. One's getting out of there, but he might die still. And 3 CLs. That's like a typical Navy, right? And everything doctrine-wise is equal here. There's no admirals. There's no air. And the CL1, what I'm calling the glass cannon, is taking the whole game over. What the heck? Am I watching that? Do my eyes deceive me? What the heck just happened? Oh my God. The IC difference is insane. It's absolute insanity. What if I took the whole English Navy against the CL2 and see what happens? So forget CL torpedo. We've already done that. Torpedo destroyers and torpedo CLs. I don't think it's going to be a thing. So basically, let's go sneak in here someplace. Glass cannon CLs. For capital, 18 screens with a big dub. Just a big W. Wins easily. No losses, right? Am I right? See if this will conclude. We'll just take this. Yeah. What? Clip it. Editor, this is your short right here, brother. Holy mackerel, dude. That is insanity. That is absolutely, like, there's no need to test most of the other things because that was so lopsided. Wins easily, no losses. No losses. So basically, they're shooting torpedoes at me. They're shooting their big guns, and nothing's hitting. Why? Because it's a small, fast ship. So speed. Let's check out the speed difference before we test the upgrade here. So what are we talking about in terms of speed? 25.9. And if we If we go faster? How is it faster? So the bigger ship is faster somehow at 27.6. How is that possible? Level 1. Did I do something wrong here? No. How is the bigger How is the bigger ship faster? So the CL2 should just absolutely be smoking hot. If speed matters. Let's do that same with the CL2s. Well, I mean, you can't even do it because CL2s are going to crush even harder, right? I don't know. Maybe we could do it. It was base. The capitals. Yeah, I'll show it. Glass cannons 1. CL1s, max light attack, beat out a Navy of 20. There was 10 CLs against a Navy of 20. Let me show you the Navy. This Navy of 22, a typical Navy. The battleships mean nothing. This is the battleship design. Heavy attack 24, light attack 5. And I doubt that the torpedoes matter. There's no torpedoes on this bad boy. The torpedoes look like they did hit some of the CLs, but didn't kill any of them. And the torpedoes must have come from their own CLs and their own destroyers. Okay. Let's set this up again. That's crazy, guys. Chat, that's insane. I don't even want to do that. Let's take a big boy Navy. These guys are over here. Let's take them away. Let's keep these guys over here. Like... that's a lot of ships. Let's just do it. I don't care. Put them on patrol. AI off. Okay, the other ships are going away. I mean, there's 106 ships here. This is it. So your light attack is 26 and the speed is more. So the light attack and speed of the CL2 is more. You're not going to be able to get as many out because this stack is 5K more IC. So IC adjusted. We'll see how they do. Hold the air. Put them on the wrong order. There we go. Patrol. Okay, they found each other. Like... Okay, what's going on, chat? I bet you these guys are on the wrong order. They're on patrol. Cool. What's going on here? They're not trading. They're not trading. So confused. If they're both on patrol, maybe the numbers are too different. Perhaps the UK has too much superiority. Let's go with this Navy alone and turn off the rest then, if that's the case. Okay, so even a bigger boy Navy with a carrier group, 5 BBs, 3 BCs, 1 CA, 3 CLs, and 20 DDs. Okay, now it's saying that we don't even have superiority. They're seeing each other, but there we go. I think that the UK had so much superiority that they weren't going to get into a battle. Yeah, my ships only have light cruiser batteries, and I thought that they weren't going to do that. I thought they were going to take that out, but I guess they didn't. Yes, apparently they were old meta as well. Nacho and Old Style, thanks for coming to the stream. Yeah, they did win phenomenally. Old Style. So what does this mean for the meta? You take your basic battleship you get at the start and spam light attack. You can't put light attack on the battleships. So you'll see right here that Germany has 261 light attack against the light guns over here. They are not from the capitals unless this ship right here, there could be one of these heavy cruisers that has light attack. It has 2 light attack. The battle cruisers also have light attack. Oh, the heavy ships do have light attack in terms of this Navy. So let's see how they're built out. So they must have, yeah, they have really good secondary batteries with the upgraded heavy guns here. I mean, this is a pretty good, this is the mainstay of the English Navy. I think the hood is right here. So the HMS hood is right here. The battle cruiser that was famously sunk by Bismarck. And you're getting a sense for the 3 levels here. So the back line is going to be the carrier, which gets hit last. So this not only denotes distance, I think it denotes like what's going to get attacked first is the screens, then the capitals, then the carriers. And what's interesting here is the screening efficiency is only 54%. My guys aren't even getting hit yet. They have 600 torpedoes to our 0. The big story here is going to be our almost 3-to-1 light attack. I don't think that these guys are going to get hit by the heavies at all. Yeah, we're getting attacked by light guns only. The heavy guns are not hitting the CLs. And what I've been told by a fellow YouTuber that's not even strictly a Hoi 4 guy is, historically, the heavy guns go through and through. So even if you're hit by a heavy shell with the smaller ships, their armor's so light it goes through and through and oftentimes does not do critical damage to the ship. So in this case, it's not showing any damage. CL's new meta, old meta. James, let's see how that works out. Okay, we're stripping away the screens. CLs are getting hit by what? Okay, the heavy guns are only accounting for about 20% on some of the groups, 50% in the others. So I guess I was wrong. They are hitting. This is just too much. I think with the air as well, we're starting to lose. So fairly lopsided, but I bet if I put in the same number of things that it would be different. Let's do this test again, but okay, so handily lost to an OP Navy. They did trade almost evenly in IC. You saw 11 destroyers were sunk there. We'll do this again. The problem is that you could spam out a lot more CL1s than your opponents can if they're not building CL1s. So we'll take this Navy alone with an aircraft carrier. Let's give them a good mix. So now there's 25 ships. 12, 3. Let's take out a couple. So now they only have 22 versus 10. We'll take out a battleship or 2. 20 v10. Let's try this. Okay. One carrier. Basically 7 capitals and 12 screens versus 10 CLs. CL2s. Okay, here we go. Okay, so you see the 3 lines there? Where are they taking damage from? Oh, the NAV bombers. The NAV bombers are doing significant damage, so this might not be a fair test. They're stripping away the screens, but can they hang in there? Okay, they're starting to fall out. So heavy guns 33, light guns 42, NAV bombers did 40% of the damage, and they're swordfish bombers. So in terms of IC trades, I think we traded better still. So if I take that carrier out, I bet you they win. Just use the small on small ships, they'll win easily. I guarantee you. We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a minute. So let's take out the carrier. 2 battleships. Couple of destroyers. So we still have 22, no carrier. Okay, so this is still a big boy navy. I want to see at what point they actually win. And these guys also have no experience, by the way. Okay. Okay, they met each other. So you see the 2 rows. They're going to strip the screens quickly here. They're getting attacked. All by light guns. Some of them, the majority of the attack is the heavy guns. So it's mixed. So they are taking damage from the heavy guns. Stripping the screens away. I have a feeling that they're going to trade just the same, but they didn't get through the screens. 189 heavy attack is pretty hard. So how do they trade? They traded worse without the carrier up. Okay, that's weird. Okay, we could go light ships versus that. I mean, for the IC cost, let's go back and see how the CLs do against that Navy. Okay, so let's go. So this Navy here lost handily to the CL1s. This is what I want to test real quick. This will be quick. Okay, they're on the right orders. They're on the right orders. And I don't think that the air is up. These are the CL2s. They're over here. Strike force orders. Get me. That gets me every time, the strike force orders. Okay. Here we go. So this is pretty lopsided. The mainstay of their attacks now is coming from torpedoes. So I think they will win out. Now remember, the CL1s won handily, no problem. The CL2s are going to cost 5k more against this Navy. Let's see how they do. Shreked. I wonder if they killed more. Okay, so what I would do is just refit whatever you got. So if you have a CL2, just keep it a CL2. But the heavy cruisers, you're going to want to take from CAs down to CLs. Let's see how Doctrine plays into this, though. So we have Raider patrols. So light cruiser and heavy cruiser are both going to be buffed. But the problem is you could put more light attack on the CL2s. This buffs light and heavy cruisers again, but again, it's buffed equally. So if I have more light attack on the smaller cruisers, then that's what's going to win out. Okay, let's go small ships. So I think that went a lot better. That killed like almost all the Navy, but there's that 5k difference in cost. So what would be good against the CL2s? I mean, my ships are upgraded. I don't know if the light ships against the light ships would be a test of anything. Like, we could take my upgraded guys versus their lights. I think that's what you want. So they only have 3 CLs in that case. Let's take out all the level 1 destroyers. Okay, so here's 20. So these are unupgraded ships. We'll take a look at how they stack up in a second. So my upgraded ships here, we'll put them over here. Yeah, we don't have anyone in the sky. Okay. So they have 1 more CL than I do, plus 9 destroyers. Now, the torpedo attack is 567 to my light attack, which is 4x. Engine max for ERA. I don't know, Eric. I think we clap that. I think this proves that we clap that because you can't get... Eric. Brother. God, where is the frickin' design? This is like bugged out. Where the heck is my... So let's just take Panzer Shift then, I guess. Like, what I don't understand is what happened to my heavy cruiser design? I guess it's just this. So if I have to make one a... This is bugged. I can't change that either. Ugh, I can't show it, but I guess you're gonna have to trust me that the heavy cruiser has less light attack. If I make this, can't. Okay. About this. I swear to God, I have it researched. Yeah. Early cruiser hull. Right there. Maybe I just use this heavy ship hull. Max for ERA, max for a year. What is ERA? Earn run average? If I go this hull, perhaps? No, that's pre-dreadnought. That's not gonna work. Early ship? Yeah, I can only do heavy. This sucks. Yeah, it bugged out on me, guys. I'm sorry. Deutschland class. Oh, here we go. Okay. So there's a heavy cruiser battery. So it's a heavy cruiser. And then you stack light attack. So what did they change about this? Okay, we don't need that. Fire control system. It's pretty standard. Level 2 with the cruiser armor. We'll get that light attack going. Disallow modules category, medium battery. It's saying that I can't mix these two together. The light attack, though, just for your the purposes of looking at this, is 24, whereas this is 29 because it's all light attack. So because that one slot is a heavier gun, it has less light attack. And the light attack seems to be shredding everything. Okay, back to this small ship example. So I have upgraded CL2s compared to the base game. They have double the numbers. And what are we getting damaged by? Mostly light attack. Some of the torpedoes hit, but the torpedoes tend to be more hit or miss, is what I've noticed. So torpedoes, I think, are just for subs, like it was in the past. And boom, you got it. Like, no problem there. Easy claps. Just by upgrading everything to light gun. Oh, era, okay. Well, the problem is... Hey, Yusuf, thanks for coming, man. The problem is the fact that you need to do so much land research and air research. How are you going to get to the ship research? You know what I'm saying? So, like, unless you're doing a fully ship build... And what I've said in the past is what Hearts of Iron 4 needs to do. They need to do 2 mini games that will be in the base game. 1, a mode for multiplayer that modders can build off of. 2, they need to build a game that is just completely naval. So a completely naval mode. And let me tell you, the popularity of Hearts of Iron 4 will increase so much if they add those 2 things. It's going to double or triple their multiplayer base, and their single player base will probably, and if there's a multiplayer mode for the naval mode, like, I feel like the main player base will increase by at least 10 or 20%, because you do have a lot of players that are naval nuts in this game, and it must be 10 or 20% of the player base. Like, and you could easily test out Navy v Navy stuff like I'm doing now without having to manipulate the game. This took me 2 hours to set up, by the way. I'm doing like a 3 or 4 hour live stream, and it took me 2 hours this morning to set this up because I had to adjust everything for the different, like, assumptions, I guess. So I have this save. We could keep on doing live streams on this, or we could move on. But I don't even know what else there is to test. You take out subs in capitals with NAV2, you do light attack. Meta has not changed whatsoever. The only thing, I guess, that is revealing, I'm told by one of my hardcore players on my Discord that it has always been meta to build CLs. So if that is the case, if he is correct, the meta has changed to 0. But I don't see why all new ships shouldn't be CLs. Let's do torpedo cruisers against like a hopeless battle here. Take these guys off. So we'll give these guys like a pretty good navy. Take these guys off. We'll take the better destroyers off, like that's going to matter. So there's 19, and we'll go on patrol, AI off. Boo. I want to see what torpedo cruisers or... Nope. Chose the wrong one again. I want to see what torpedo destroyers do. So... we look at this design. The torpedo attack is 72, and I tried to max out torpedoes on other ship hulls as well. CL1 torpedo is 48, for instance. So you can stack a lot of torpedoes on destroyers. Do I have a CL2 with torpedo? Same. So you can stack no more torpedo on the bigger ships. But I think we've adequately, you know, solved for the fact that the torpedo ships are not going to work. Take a look at this. 24. So as the ship gets bigger, the less torpedoes you could put on the ship. Where are they? Here's the 10x torpedo destroyers. Let's just throw these guys out there. Let's see how it goes. So I have double the torpedo attack, almost double, and that's all we're working with. There's a little bit of light attack, but not much. And interesting to note that the light gun 1 on torpedoes actually doesn't do anything different. At least the stat box says. So if I go from light battery 2 to 1, oh, it's a 0.5. My bad. There is a difference. There is a difference. Let's see if they could get some hits. Like, actually, one of the heavy cruisers was damaged by the torpedoes. Like, this is basically... if I can't stack light attack on the destroyers, what can I do with the destroyer? And we touched up their navy a bit, but it would be better to focus on light attack. Like, one thing that players miss out in a lot of strategy games is the fact that there are trades being made. If I simp out on torpedoes, that basically means I can't build light attack, right? So I'm trading one thing for another thing. You can't do everything. So when people try to propose like one-off strategies, is that strategy better than the light attack strategy? No. Torpedoes aren't going to be as good as light attack. We'll say that. And I can't find anything that's different. Maybe that's why I don't see the bigger YouTubers doing anything on this. I think Cloak had a video. I didn't see the video though. Torpedo in general is only good if you have high screen penetration. Yeah, I did see that I think we had low screen penetration, but we did get a torpedo against a heavy cruiser. Republic of Caribbean. Oh, if we upgraded the tech, we could do that. You want to do that? Check it out. I mean, again, though, you're making trades. So, like, this is not going to be meta, but we'll check it out. They love me, man. The bots love me. Okay. We'll check that out and then be done with the stream. So let me get out a fairly sizable Navy. You're saying that this is pretty OP. 22. Let's take out Renown or something. So there's like 19 ships, patrol order, AI off. And now let's go to tag Germany. Now, if it comes close to doing anything, like, I'm going to say that you're probably correct here. AI's off. So, fully max out torpedo tech. God, what was the instant research? Research on CLII. Is that what it was? Can you help me out, chat? It's on icon click. I got it. Okay, let's see how nuts this gets. And this is without the base upgrade. No. Okay, we got magnetic detonators. Should work instantly. 900, so the base torpedo attack went way up. See how nuts this gets. Obviously, most of the damage is going to be by torpedoes. It's getting through? 56 torpedoes. Wow. Torpedoes are hitting the HC first. So it looks like the HC is screening the bigger ships. 134 torpedoes attacked the BB. It's just not enough to overwhelm them, but it did do a lot more damage. Yeah, you're right. That was pretty good. That was a pretty good test. Not gonna lie. Let's check out Cloak's video. Sorry, pause for ad.
Hello.
See what he finds out here. Thanks, Eric. Naval Spirit. What, for UK? All right, let's check out Cloak's video.
Welcome. I've finally gotten around to doing a video on the naval meta. Biped alone made a really significant change. They made it so when you have a heavy cruiser, you can't come up here and just put a light battery on it. And that is supposed to have killed the meta. Heavy cruisers are now dead. We all saw it.
I'm trying to think. I think you can, I think that that's bugged. I think that it makes it a light cruiser. Yeah, if you try to do what he said. But it doesn't matter because the heavy cruiser attack, the heavy cruiser light attack is so much less because of what he just said.
But
yeah.
We all saw Paradox take them out back and put them down. I'm going to take you through all of the testing I've done. First things first though, I am playing on the beta patch 1.12.4 and they've fixed carriers. So this is the
Oh, okay. So that's why we saw that carriers worked, is because they're fixed. So it worked fine. The level 1 carriers were way better. Like, carriers work, for sure.
First tick of combat, I missed it. I missed the pause. Unfortunate. I don't have these naval bombers on a mission or anything. You don't need to play with them. It just works. Now, for some reason, it doesn't look like my fighters on the US side ever took off, which seems really weird. That might be because I was trying to do something smart and mix roles, so I might have messed with them, but it doesn't matter. If you build dedicated naval bombers, they clearly work. You know, that combat lasted not even a day. So let's move on to the Excel file I have, which has documented some testing I've done. And I'll zoom in, because, you know, this is small. Top here is just a little bit of math to calculate IC costs. We're, you know, trying to keep this within 1,000. I will be using math like this throughout to try and keep even amounts of IC. The first thing I did, though, was try out super heavies. The idea was to use a small fleet, super heavy battleships, light cruisers, put them up against a bigger...
The page where you pick up your army spirit and doctrines? Oh, okay. Well, doesn't that matter? You get different spirits based on your ideology and what doctrine you choose, right? Okay, we'll check it out.
Fleet and hope you win because they increase the positioning penalty is still negligible. It still doesn't matter.
So I agree. The positioning penalty, I didn't see anything in all the tests we did today. We did big Navy versus big Navy. We did small Navy versus big Navy. I didn't see anything. It just seemed to be the attack values that mattered. And more importantly, the light attack values. The heavy attack values it tended to be a little slower, but it did still kill the light ships. But it was definitely the heavy attack. When you're only dealing with capital V capital, that's when the heavy attack comes on. But the heavy attack can still hit the lighter ships. It just seemed to take a lot longer while the lighter ships are sitting there touching you up the whole time, like giving you a jab the whole time. And you can get wacky tobacco numbers on the CLs, which I'm sure he's going to go into.
At the end of the day, I don't think super heavy battleships are worth it. They just seem to cost way too much. You cannot pump out enough of them. If you're to put them up against battle cruisers, you can pump out so many more, and they just seem to win. And then I tried battle cruisers versus heavy cruisers, and the idea of this was still a smaller fleet using heavy cruisers and light cruisers, and the battle cruisers won. We'll get to why, and it's large.
I mean, all things being equal in a historical game, so that they're mainly, I think, testing out speed here. The cost of the heavy looks like it's more IC. But what I would like to see the attack totals, because why is that? Maybe he'll explain it, but those are both capitals. So that means that the battle cruisers have a higher heavy attack. I'm sure that's why. And we did that test, and the battle cruisers won. We did that test today, and it's because the heavy attack of the battle cruiser is more. So, but I mean, are you going to be able to pump out battle cruisers? No. Are you going to be able to pump out like some heavy cruisers? Yes, but perhaps having one battle cruiser as opposed to 3 heavy cruisers would still be better. I'm not sure. I'd have to replay this live stream and see that test again and see how they stack up. Let's see what he says.
Largely to do with the numbers here. I'm using more battle cruisers than heavy cruisers, while still keeping the IC cost equivalent because I'm spending so much on light cruisers. And in doing this testing, what I really found was that the capitals are killing the capitals and the screens are killing the screens for the most part. So then I just swapped to something really simple. Why don't I?
So that's exactly what we found, unless, of course, you have the screens that with the maxed out light attack. In that case, it still takes the screens out first, then the capitals, because of the screening mechanic. So you believe in positioning, Eric? Yeah, when the torpedoes hit, it seemed to be a critical hit, but that didn't sink the battleship, which, I mean, I feel like IRL, I don't know. Yeah, sometimes they soaked up torpedoes, I guess. I'm trying to think of IRL battles. I don't have any specific ones to name offhand, but plenty of ships were hit by torpedoes that weren't fully sunk.
I just take a look at screens. How well do screens kill each other? We started with some light cruiser tests, and hopefully I made some saves. I did. Good. So we have, each side has 10 battle cruisers, just to represent the starting ships you have. And then we have a bunch of cruisers that have armor on them, versus on the English side, we have a bunch of cruisers that don't have armor on them. But because they don't have armor, we can have 5 more light cruisers. If we send out the American fleet to go engage, so let's see how this combat goes.
I bet you the light cruisers win.
Come back.
Oh god. Sorry about that, boys. I gotta upgrade my YouTube here now that I've upgraded everything else. Ad-free YouTube. I wonder at what point they give me that for free because I'm a YouTuber.
And it's pretty clear. It's a pretty distinct advantage here towards the side that doesn't have armor. I mean, we're looking at only one ship under 30% on this side. All of these surviving ships are going to be under 10%. They're the ships that just barely managed to retreat. So I did a couple of these. Even if you put the equal numbers, 30 versus 30, giving a 32,000 IC advantage to armor, it's a small victory for armor. And that advantage I'm giving, 32,000 IC, is 10 dockyards for 2.3 years. That's the amount of production that.
That's okay, man. I'll deal with the ads. I don't want any like third-party stuff junking up my computer.
That's a massive advantage. So then I was like, well, what about destroyers? Because there's something you can do with destroyers, and this was even pre-No Step Back. When you got your 1940 destroyer, you gave it the level 3 engine and you didn't put torpedoes on it. You didn't do anything across the bottom. You just gave it main battery guns. And in doing this, you're not quite as IC efficient as light cruisers, but you have a lot more ships. So the enemy's damage is going to be spread out. And because
If you're upgrading, though, perhaps you could be more IC efficient. I don't know. That would be a whole nother test.
light attack is so hard to come by these days, you're less likely to get one shot. And I do have a save for this one as well. So on the British side, we have the same 35 light cruisers without armor and a couple of battle cruisers. On the US side, we're still going to have the battle cruisers, but we just have a ton of destroyers with light attack. And then some other destroyers that have some torpedo attack. And when you do the math, these fleets actually cost the same amount of IC. But when you actually let them engage and fight, it's a lengthy battle.
Okay, let me take... So... Okay, the US has the DDs with the light attack on it. The light attack, though, of the CL UK fleet is much greater. Therefore, I would figure that they would win. And he's saying that the IC is equivalent. So this is really a test of light attack. And I bet you UK wins here. Torpedo for UK is a little higher as well.
And it doesn't look like it starts out well for the American side with all their destroyers because they start losing ships. But given time, the light cruisers start to lose org. And once they start to lose org, they start to lose combat effectiveness. So eventually they lose because they just run out of the ability to dish out damage because they've taken so much. You know, they've managed to kill 111 destroyers.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that the US wins on IC here, right?
Destroyers, but at the end of the day, they still lost. Everything that survived appears under 10%. If these fleets re-engaged, they would all die.
But you have the choice of not re-engaging, though. So what's the IC cost of the destroyed ships?
And that's a large amount of ships.
Just the battle cruiser difference, I'm going to say that the UK lost.
Lost for the American side, but you know, if we let them re-engage, the British fleet's just dead. It's an expensive victory, but you're still winning, which then begs the question.
Guns are not ideal IC-wise to upgrade, even with upgrade Spirit? Huh.
Of, well, what if you just put 1 armor on the light cruisers, because that gives you 6 armor. These guys only have like 1.9 piercing. So same kind of idea as the previous test. Just a bunch of destroyers with 3 batteries on
I bet it doesn't do anything.
Armor. And in this one, the destroyers aren't really doing any damage because of the armor. So
oh, wow.
What we've done is we've successfully created a triangle of counters, basically like rock, paper, scissors. Now, the one thing you could do with these light cruisers is you could hit and run, basically, even without armor, because they do a lot of damage up front without taking much. But even here, I mean, we're looking at only, what was that, 7 ships under 40%. Most of the fleet is not at any risk of being sunk, and they won that battle. So I made a handy dandy diagram
So you can counter light attack with just a little bit of armor, though. Okay.
and paint. Destroyers with light attack beat cruisers with no armor. Cruisers with no armor beat cruisers with armor, and cruisers with armor beat destroyers with light attack. And there's one problem with this though. One problem. Let me just draw a line through this. These all still get beaten by this guy over here.
CALA2. What the heck is that? It's a level 3 ship, though. It looks like a heavy cruiser downgunned. And the IC cost is 59. The CL1s was 5,000, if you recall. And it's going to take a lot more research to get up to that.
Here, the 1940 light attack cruisers. And I know what you're thinking. Aren't these dead? I thought they were dead. They're not dead. I'll even add a little sticker to them. They are not dead. I'll show you the design, and I'll show you the numerous saves I've made
Gotcha,
testing
Eric.
out heavy cruisers. For some reason, it still works.
Gotta buy your new Cadillac EV that is worse than a Tesla. Has the same range as a Tesla, but it's $200,000 instead of $60,000. Make sure to pick it up, boys. It's a great deal. The IC cost difference between a Tesla is phenomenal.
So you take this design, right? Well, wrong. I'm going to take off the medium batteries and I'm going to make them medium battery ones. Why? These have a minus 7% speed. These have a minus 4. These also cost 75 more IC.
I mean, this stuff it's too research intensive to be meta, I feel like.
So making just this change saves quite a bit of IC. And we're also going to just take one off altogether. 5900 IC. And this is your meta. I know. I don't get it. Okay, I do get it. I know why. I can explain why. But still,
Because if you build this, you don't have air and you don't have your ground forces. Like, you don't have tank, you don't have fighter 2. Like, you're going to have to upgrade radar a lot. He got this thing. Everything else was base, and then the hull itself was going to be a lot. So, like, late game USA meta. But late game Germany's not going to do anything in the ocean anyway, so... Tesla has way too much light attack. Is this 5 iron? Ugh. Yikes. Well, it does work with FCS only. What does that mean?
all saw Paradox take these guys out back and shoot them in the head. Like, come on, they're supposed to be dead. We saw it with our own eyes. Why are they still alive? How is 15 light attack in 30?
Oh, okay. You get the fire control from research, buffing your research, like the machine, the mechanical computing, like, bruh, like that's way too much. This is like USA late game stuff, like 43 maybe, right? Game's over in 42.
30 heavy attack, enough to beat basically everything in the game. Because I have tried. Trust me, let me bring back up the Excel spreadsheet. All of these tests are just different variations of trying to beat heavy cruisers. Only one did the heavy cruisers lose. This one, actually, it's this one down here. It's against battle cruisers. It's against heavy attack battle cruisers. And it only won temporarily. I changed the ratio of screens for the heavy cruisers so that they had 45 instead of 40 while still maintaining IC parity. And all of a sudden the heavy cruisers won again. Like, I have done everything I can. Everything I can think of. Let's go to the last save I made. I will show you all of the different designs I have. I have so many ships, I had to give myself manpower for all the different screening designs you can come up with, all the different heavy attack cruisers. The big thing here is this fleet here. I've got the 10 battleships to represent you starting with 10. It doesn't actually matter because I'm giving that to both sides. If we tag over to the English, I've been working at this point through different battle cruiser designs. So I've got the simple one to represent the ones you start with. You know, I've got a heavy attack variant. I've tried the AA variant, it got destroyed because it does nothing. I tried the mixed variant. This is as many secondary batteries as you can put on it. But the problem is it costs 1,200 and it has one more secondary battery than a heavy cruiser, which costs 6,000. I even did 2 battleship variants of this. This guy, so a mixture of attack. I mean, you don't want more than level 1 batteries just because they slow you down too much, makes you too easy to hit. And then the heavy attack variant of the battleship. I've tried all of them. They don't win. It doesn't beat the US fleet that I'm using, which is some amount of this. We have destroyers with a level 2 battery because this is a 1936. If we were using 1940 tech when we were building this, we'd use a level 3 and we'd use a level 3 engine. You don't even need the torpedo actually. For the most part, I've found that the torpedoes are completely unnecessary. We've been using 40 something of the heavy cruiser design, and then I've got their, these are your starting battleships that have been refitted to be a bit better, but they're the exact same design as the ones I've given the other side. And these guys actually have slightly too many destroyers. So let me just bring that down a little bit. I've been changing the number of destroyers primarily to reflect how much IC they have. So if we zoom in on the simple math, we can have 44 heavy cruisers for every 20 battleships. These are actually battle cruisers of the heavy attack variant. The ones that are designed to attack enemy capitals. I'm actually spending
I mean, these are wacky tobacco numbers. Like, these are like, dude, that's a lot of IC. I think you bring up a good point that, obviously the air upgrade is more important than all of this. These are head-to-head examples of navies with without air in the mix. So you can easily counter all of this by building better air than your opponent. And what we found today was the NAV2 upgrade was way more IC efficient by double, right? I'll post it and leave it down in the description box, but yeah, the way you get around everything, the balance of all is just build a better NAV2, back it up with Fighter 2. Yeah, they should make the naval tech a lot cheaper. And then they'd bring Navy back in the game. And I think it would be more fun for players because you get to research more stuff, first off. And I don't know, maybe give more research slots. Maybe that's a different way of balancing it. Like give every nation one extra research slot. Because largely, if everyone gets the extra research slot, slaps it on the Navy, you're actually going to have time to upgrade the Navy like they did historically, instead of just ignoring the Navy. So like min-max build right now, upgrade the light attack, refit all your stuff to light attack. You're done. You didn't research anything, and you're better. You're better than you were by a lot, by leaps and bounds. Research NAV2, research Fighter 2, boom, you're done. You don't have to research Navy at all, and you've got a fairly decent strategy going there. True. Yeah, because Japan has a large land war in Asia, which you never want to get involved in.
34,000 more IC for the battlecruiser side. That's a pretty big advantage. It's not going to matter. So we're going to take this fleet, we're going to set it up to fight the British. And we're going to find that the capitals fight the capitals. The screens really are fighting each other. But because there's so many heavy cruisers, I forgot to turn off weather. It doesn't matter. I didn't forget to turn off weather for any of the actual testing I was doing. We're seeing that the battlecruisers are just running out of org. And once you run out of org, you don't do damage. And once they run out of org, it's just easy pickings for some of the heavy cruisers who are still going to be around. They're not going to be taking damage anymore, and they're going to just be able to shoot both the screens and the battle cruisers at the same time. And like, yeah, at any point in time, the British could have retreated from this battle, but it's just an advantageous trade for them. So that one took a while. We did end up losing 27 heavy cruisers, which I think is one of the worst trades I've had. And most of the heavy cruisers that survived are nearly dead. But let's just let them re-engage. We let them re-engage and the British lost a whole bunch more ships. And if we let them re-engage again, they're going to lose a whole bunch more ships. The heavy cruisers win. Like, the battle cruisers are the most competitive against the heavy cruisers, but it's really a matter of I'm giving the battle cruisers an extra 34,000.
You know what they could do, Zoe? They could just make a research slot for Navy. Boom. That way you can't exploit anything else in the game. Just literally that is where you're going to do all your naval research in that slot. I think that fixes it. That way you can't go and take that slot and use it on anything. It has to be for Navy. And then you still get the naval upgrades that are historical. The other slots you could still use for Navy if you want to, but maybe have one dedicated naval slot, one dedicated air slot, and then you are getting all the historic. I think that would be the best. It would change the balance a lot, but that's the way to get all the research historical. That's the only way I could think of. Yeah, and it encourages Navy use and all the different air designs. You'd have to maybe increase production. Keep production the same. So you get the goodies, but it's still going to be quite hard to get out the good naval stuff unless you're a naval superpower like US.
When comparing capitals to capitals, and they're not winning. You know, it doesn't matter. The heavy attack variants are doing better than their more balanced variants. You know, you definitely want to set up your fleet so that your screens fight your screens, your capitals fight your capitals, but your cruisers are still going to be the best option. They're just routinely the best option because they can still speed tank. Speed tanking was nerfed, but it wasn't nerfed that hard. You know, we're 36.4 speed, 15% more hit chance than we used to, plus the 40% from the battle line, and it just means that when heavy cruisers fight light cruisers, they can hit them with their medium batteries. These medium batteries aren't worthless, and they have decent piercing. They're still going to take a decent reduction against battleships and battle cruisers. You know, they're probably only going to deal about half damage, but it doesn't matter. You're just going to spam them with so much heavy attack. Now, I would not recommend putting an extra one of these on. It just slows you down too much. It's too expensive. I find 3 is the best. If you were to just do this would work wonderful against screens. It's super cheap, but if you put any capital against it that has heavy attack, they just get annihilated because they have no ability to dish out damage to the enemy capitals themselves. Either way, I'm as disappointed as you guys are. Heavy cruisers are still the meta. I was hoping it was going to be something like battle cruisers or fast battleships or something, or, you know, maybe a mixture of light cruisers and battle cruisers, and it isn't. All of them run into the brick wall that is the heavy cruiser, and they all die. I mean, I guess it makes sense, right? Post World War II, nobody built battleships anymore. Also, carriers work now. Carriers have always been worthwhile. I've gone over doctrine previously, but it's going to be fleet and being. Trade Interdiction lost its visibility modifiers, so it lost everything that made it good. So if you're going for a surface fleet and you plan on...
Again, though, you can mitigate that by putting naval spotting on air, so I'm not sure. That's probably why they took that out, because it would be too overpowered. All you have to do is put a torpedo on any airframe, and you have naval spotting, so I'm not sure about that one.
Fighting with that surface fleet and being. If you're going for a fleet that literally is never going to leave port and you're just going to use naval bombers, base strike. You're going to get 40% naval targeting and 50% port strikes, and your fleet's never going to leave port anyways. Now, the one problem from here is it does not get the 10% extra capital ship attack the fleet and being does. So when I built this design, I used the secondary battery 2s just because they're early game tech. You can get them pretty early, but the dual purpose secondary batteries, you can...
So since he's using fleet and being, that's going to be different than the testing that I did today because he's buffing the capital ship attack. So perhaps the heavy cruisers did not do as well against the CLs because I didn't have full doctrine. However, it's pretty hard to get full doctrine anyways. So I don't know. Because like if you're going naval stuff, you're going to have to grind naval XP and sacrifice grinding air XP and army XP. Like, yeah, you can train, but your advisors, like the first advisor you pick up is where you're going to get the majority of your XP. So are you an air country, or are you a naval country, or you're an army country? So the trades are just wacky.
You can use those as well. The level 3 ones are exactly equivalent, but they give you
I think shore bombardment's fine. It's really overpowered right now, I feel like.
anti-air. They cost no more, they don't reduce your speed anymore. They have
Yeah, Eric, because they could just sit back and train the whole time, right?
the same light attack and same piercing, but they give you anti-air. I don't know. These are going to get nerfed at some point because that's clearly an oversight that these just give you anti-air for free. Maybe it will have 6 piercing going forward or something. Not that it really matters. I mean, you're largely going to be shooting destroyers which have no armor. So as long as their light attack doesn't change, then there's no penalty to using these. But then also the other advantage is you have so many of these. If one of them gets hit by a naval strike, it doesn't matter. You've got another 40. Most fleets in the game, like if we just tag to Japan, they start with a good number of light cruisers and heavy cruisers. Now, if we just come into here, we have 38 potential heavy cruisers with refits. And as long as you're using at least...
Again, I'm not sure that the heavy cruisers are the way to go. It might be the CLs. We should do a head-to-head comparison of a fully upgraded heavy cruiser with CL. I'll try to get a video out on that or test it in a live stream. I think I'll probably do a video tonight on it and put it out tomorrow, but that should be tested. And I have this save, so we're going to be able to test it fairly easily. But again, he has Doctrine. This is without Doctrine, which largely the Axis nations aren't going to have too much Doctrine. He tested the armor and he showed a screen where the one was able to best the other. Like destroyers can best CLs without armor. CLs with armor can best destroyers. It was something like that.
The 1936 cruiser hull, you have the maximum number of batteries you're going to be able to put secondaries on. And you can put the secondary 2s on from the beginning of the game. When you go up to the 1940 model, the main thing you're getting is the bigger engine. You can't put on more light attack, and you don't really need more heavy attack than the 3 modules. Thank you for watching. Heavy cruisers are dead. Long live the heavy cruisers. And I will see you guys next time.
All right, I'm gonna get a video out on that, and the CL versus the HCs head to head, no Doctrine. NAV2s are the real deal, guys. Let me show you. This right here trades better for IC. It might not trade directly, but IC adjusted. This is the design right here. Yeah, it might look like it's pretty heavy, but if you get to that improved design, you could build this pretty easily because you're going to have Fighter 2, right? So you could just start producing as soon as you get Fighter 2. Is it worth building the base nav at all? I don't think so. I think you just wait till you get Fighter 2 because these get shot down a lot less and just deal out more damage. So you could be building TACs or something that's more long range and be more of a Swiss Army knife rather than one-sided. I'll post my notes down below and look out for my video on, you know, the CLs versus the HCs. And also check out my other channels. This is the VOD's gonna go down and then it's gonna go up on my live stream channel. We've also got a TikTok. I'm dual streaming on Twitch right now. Just a whole bunch of cool stuff coming out. I've got an editor group that's helping me out, so thank you, editors. The VODs are now going to be over here on my live stream. So I download this afterwards and post them on my live stream channel, and then this is all the live streams right here. So if you subscribe to this channel, you'll be able to get my live streams, and then I'm also going to go short stream content on my ESG Guides channel. So check that out. Thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Zoe, Yusuf, Eric, thanks for hanging out. Everyone else that I missed, the bots, I love you bots. It's crazy, the bots, the love that I get from the bots. It's just so great. It makes me want to cry. And I'll see you guys on the next one.